look, Slugga, look, we ain't here running it. We doing an interview about you right now, man, with Video Wayne. You heard me, who did, you know who Wayne is out the mouth. He done it on the New Orleans Exposed shit and all that.
Yeah.
He got shot up before Katrina. You heard me? He was going to meet up with one of our partners, and jumped in the car with him. You feel me? Then looking to pull up on the car and hit the car up and killed the driver who he was going to meet and shot Slugga up. You feel me? So after they shot him up, when he got shot up, he right-handed. So his fingers like this. You feel me? Him and Mario P got the same kind of hand. The Mario P hand like that, he got shot up too, you heard me? So his hand like that. So all he could do is squeeze with that bitch, really. You feel me? So he used to hold that bitch like that. He like the case, so he could hold that bitch and then just, get down like that.
This man, one of the men who followed the shooting victims out of the club, is SLUGGA Morris.
Where was he from?
He from Harvey, off the West Bank, west side of New Orleans, from Scarsdale. You feel me? But a lot of people thought he was out the Calio project because he ran back there too.
Morris's nickname is SLUGGA, and while his rap sheet dates back to his days in New Orleans, according to court documents, Morris is one of the founding members of a notorious street gang known as the International Robbing Crew.
Like, he fly through the fishing all across that river, and at the same time he come uptown to Magnolia, go to the Cali, Pigeon Town. Like, he was different.
Extorted by Edward Morris, also known as SLUGGA.
When I was a little boy, I ain't deal with the fake. I was raised on a block with gorillas and apes. Matter of fact, my block, like the planet of the apes. All we did was deal with rocks and bang tray apes.
We on the West Bank right now in Harvey. This right here is where SLUGGA from.
New Orleans, West Side, Harvey, Scarsdale, Double H.
We're in Harvey, they call it Double H. You know what I'm saying? Back here, man, this bitch was lit as a motherfucker.
I get money 7 days of the week. I'm a star, so my hands should be in the concrete. I see that I'm the mayor of the city. I got so many bricks, I could rebuild my city. The streets is mine. Since Soldier Slim died, I'ma do it like he did it. I'ma shine like he shined.
The man he identified is SLUGGA Morris.
The reason I know him because he got that tattoo right here.
New Orleans Saint symbol in the middle of his head.
The International Robbing Crew, which prosecutors describe as the most violent gang anyone can ever remember in Atlanta. SLUGGA Morris is currently here in Atlanta's Fulton County Jail, awaiting trial on 3 counts of murder. Prosecutors say his gang may be responsible for as many as 8 murders.
Just let everybody know where you at, bro.
Bitch, you know where I'm at. I'm in Atlanta, man.
What jail you in?
Hayes State Prison.
And what kind of prison that is?
Shit, a close camp. That's all it is. Yeah, that's how they do it. They do it close, medium, and minimum.
Oh,
so
shit.
All the level 5 is a level 5.
You're level 5?
Yeah, level 6, hot back shit locked down all fucking days.
Oh, okay, you got.
already know that shit, niggas just come off lockdown. Niggas was on lockdown from 2013 all the way to 2019. So I was locked down for 7 years.
7 years on lockdown, 23 and 1.
Say, bro, if there's anything he can mention to the world, mention to New Orleans, the world, anything he want to put out there.
23 and none. That's 24 and none.
That said 24 and none.
That said 24 and none. Shit, no, they like a little pit.
Days after the storm settled, New Orleans' arrival to the aid was by the busloads, caravans, many stolen vehicles. They arrived by the thousands with no money, no knowledge of the city, and initially nowhere to stay.
And so after Katrina, you feel me, we in the air, and had shit, like I said, we know what I'm saying, we hitting these Red Crosses and all that kind of shit, you feel me? And then they try to pull something off, you hear me? But a was on it, you understand me? So by catching the car, you feel me? It went to a little warfare, you feel me? What was at each other, you know what I'm saying? But they not knowing who we is, but we know who they is, you heard me? So, and then jam some shit up and the shit got solved by, kicking out, you feel me? To keep it G, you feel me? So shit got solved like that, you understand? And then it turned from that to, man, look, this here got that, this got that. You feel me? He got that, he got this, that boy selling that hoe selling this, you know what I'm saying? So whoever had it, you feel me? We was at it.
Yeah.
You heard me? Just on some G shit.
Sit down, big boy. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. You come over here. Sit down.
They had lost everything.
Niggas trying to eat.
We end up here trying to eat.
They blame the evacuees for violent crime rate.
Evacuees.
The first arrivals from the NO to the A gave a new meaning to get it how you live, as the robbery and crime rate reached levels it had never seen before.
When that New Orleans thing went down, yeah, Atlanta was just like swamped with just ish we don't even do, you know? We're a little more player than a lot of the ish, we don't do ish. Broad daylight, middle of the street, by the police station.
I was in the West End, downtown Atlanta, right off Ashby, when that whole wave of New Orleans came.
A lot of shit that nigga was doing, you know what I'm saying, was turning out good for us, you heard me? But at the same time, it had snakes in their circle. You feel me? And we like, when everything fell apart, that's when we went to noticing the shit though.
The man on the top right of your screen is Marcel Easterling, charged with 6 murders. Easterling, prosecutors say, is an admitted member of the international robbing crew, the same gang as SLUGGA Morris.
So the Mark went told on everything. You feel me? Like this in court and this nigga closed 21 fucking cases. You feel me? And that was his work and he went home. You feel me? He took immunity. You know what I'm saying? And if people who don't know what immunity is, that's when you get all your, whatever you done in life, you had to speak on it, you had to confess to it, you feel me? And you go home scot-free long as you give the state the information to convict the other people. You understand me? And that's what happened with him.
But according to court documents, Easterling has turned on his fellow gang members and will avoid prison time through an immunity deal if he testifies against Morris and the others in a major Atlanta murder trial.
Slugger was in a club. He got banged up in the club, right? He go to the hospital. When in the hospital, police cuff him because they were already watching him. They cuff him, they John Doe him, and all of everybody else who was on the scene with shit, they got jammed up too. So when all of them went to jail, you heard me? They got arrested on a couple charges, but none of the shit was valid. Just like the charge that Slugger on right now, he ain't even do that. That ain't even his work. You feel me? Right. But because his cell phone was in that area, they say he did the shit. So at this time, Slugger in jail, you feel me? And because I think because when a nigga on the street and a nigga slinging iron and a nigga get back there in that jailhouse, he up it's without that hammer. But not knowing he was a fighter before he'll pull that bitch out. He in the jailhouse and like, man, what's really going on with your people back here, you heard me? Can't stand next to him, can't eat next to him, you feel me? Yeah, he flashing because he wearing the A. And he know he done some shit, so he don't know who fuck with who. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Or who did this to who. He on visit with his wife and a bitch keeps staring him down. So his wife a gangster though, you heard me? So he like, man, why that hoe keep looking at you? He say, you know that hoe? So she like, no. You feel me? So the hoe go to the bathroom and his wife go behind her. You feel me? And she like, look, man, why you keep watching my husband like that? You feel me? So she tell his wife, cause your husband came in my house and had me tied up. Me and my husband. You feel me? The whole now he josing with a nigga, but he don't even know who this nigga is. And the nigga in jail with him behind the hoe, right? The something happened with them. The nigga beat the hoe up. Then the nigga say, yeah, bitch, keep playing with me. I'ma shoot you with this gun that such and such kills such and such with. You feel me? And the hoe called the police on him. So they got the gun. They convicted the nigga who did the murder. You heard me? And he went to jail for that shit too. You feel me? But now before he went to jail, Slugger had me to call a nigga on 3-way. You feel me? And when I called him, Slugger like, man, what's up, son? Do you know this Slugger? And he like, what's up? He like, man, look at here, bro. I gave you your life, my nigga. Give me mine. Because Slugger was on the charge with him, you know, for him. You know what I'm saying? So the nigga like, man, look, I don't got nothing against you. You heard me? I ain't saying nothing about you, but then Stro going down for how he fucked over me or whatever, you heard me? And Stro wound up getting 10 years. You feel me? But like, you know what I'm saying? And when Slugger said he gave his life back, because a nigga about to bust his ass, you dig? And you know, and Slugger like, nah, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Don't, you know, don't hit him or whatever, you heard me? So, you know, and that shit came back in his favor. All that shit got threw out. You feel me? We really felt like he was coming home.
Like, he one of them young niggas who, like, not only was respected in New Orleans, but he was respected in other places. Like, he could move around, like, and, like, not only could move around, he respected everybody.
Soldier Slim, that bitch Soldier. We in Caesars. That bitch come up to me, that bitch say, same old bitch, I don't trust you like cousin, bitch. Think I don't know. I know that was him who cut up in Rhythm City, bitch. You heard me? He was saying Slugger had hit 2 niggas up in the club. You feel me? He said, man, and then he smooth with it. And that bitch was so smooth with it, that bitch was right by me, you heard me? And he ain't nothing even come my motherfucking way. But I just saw that little bitch, man. Keep that little bitch around me. When the judge hit him with his time, he walked off and he turned around and that boy said, you know what? I don't give a fuck. Cause when I get out, I'm still gonna be the king. Man, I said, man, this man crazy, this motherfucker, you heard me? Then he get on the phone. Bitch, I gotta get out this motherfucker, bitch, you heard me? You know what I'm saying?
We was in Club Lust in Brooklyn, New York. You know, 6ix9ine was with his people, his old people that he was beefing with, but no one knew he was beefing with his old people. So they came in the club, everyone thought it was love. So then I saw the tension, I'm like, wait, hold up. This don't look like no love. They about to get out that boy. And so I seen one of them that was in jail with Slugger. So I said, all right, start this whole thing. Let me throw my man's name out, you know what I mean? I know my man got a little clout. So I was like, yo, I said, yo, this is my homeboy's club. And the nigga looked at me like, yo, who are you? I said, yo, I'm Slugger from New Orleans, cousin. And that boy looked at his people and stopped the whole shit. Said, nah, we can't do that. And turned around and left. He said, nah, he retreated the whole thing and turned around and left.
And there's some shit that I really want to say, Wayne. You heard me? Like when a nigga went to hearing about everything that was going on and how shit was going on, like, man, you know, man, went out there in the air and did this and did that. You feel me? When them was down here, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the third. Nigga never fuck with the home team. Ever. All two living like that, man, is niggas who don't want to live. You feel me? Because if you fucking with something 10 miles away from you, man, that shit come right back to you in a matter of days, if not hours. It's like that Marcelo like, man, that bitch stayed fresh as a motherfucker. So I'm like, shit, speaking of fresh, I remember that fresh shit got a nigga the whole incident in the Waffle House. You heard me? When that boy, then when I started talking to the little dude, that dude said, man, I wish I'd have knew I was barking up the wrong tree. Boy, you just... And look, Slugger, one thing I was explaining to Wayne and explaining to the world, like, by you being from Scottsdale and Harvey, like thinking that shit was on some country shit. And I'm telling you, man, I come through that motherfucker, and boy, I saw a nigga was fighting outside. And a nigga said, oh, we'll do that around here. Flugga. I say, ooh, these little bitches turned up over here. You heard me? If there's anything you want to say to the world, you heard me, to New Orleans, about New Orleans, you heard me, and how New Orleans inspired you, what would you say, brother?
Shit, you already know the bricks. Just like Marcelo said, brick living, project life. You see? P-Town, the Magnolia, the Calio, the Belt, P-Town, all that shit. You know, all that shit go motherfucking inspire us and have a nigga turning which way and, you know, hell that. I'm 3rd and G, nigga, I'm back in town. Corey Head, bitch, P-Town Mo. Marcelo.
Right.
You already know that. These are niggas that inspired me. These are niggas that showed me the way. These are niggas that face out the mouth. What? You see what I'm saying? This slug, you already know I'm rocking with Video Wayne, this DDG, MOG, you dig, and motherfucking, and everything uptown, across the river to the east. I am New Orleans. We are New Orleans. This what we make. This what we do. So we rocking with Video Wayne, and it's like that.